You ever buy something that feels like a great choice at that time, and then only just about a few weeks later, you start seeing so many other options? Well, that's how I've been feeling lately with the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been using this phone daily since launch, and it's an absolute machine. It cost about 1,300 in launch, and that's like 1.7 in Canadian dollars. And since then, we've seen a wave of other new phones that have hit the market, and this is not just like the budget stuff. These are legit contenders. So it got me thinking, was I too quick to buy the S25 Ultra, or is this phone actually still the best you can get in 2025? My experience generally has been like this. In the last 3 months, these are the things I've really loved about the S25 Ultra. The display is insane. It's like carrying a portable movie theater directly in your pocket. Not just that, the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip is so good. It refreshes very well, no stutters, no lag, and even with heavy apps, you do not get any kind of lag with this phone. Not to talk of heating or anything like that. This phone just doesn't really get heated up. The camera side of it, 200 megapixel camera, honestly, that alone has made me rethink how much this phone can do with photography. And then there's also the Galaxy AI live translation, notes, summaries, generative wallpaper. It is actually not just marketing stuff, but actually things that are a little bit useful. But it is not perfect. It's big, and I mean really big. The size of this it's a really big phone, and let's be honest, even though it's feature packed, $1,300 is a lot of money, which kind of brings me to the question, did I overpay actually for this phone? Because since its launch, a bunch of new phones have come out and they are really good. Now, these are some of the things that have dropped ever since the Samsung Galaxy S25 launch. Now, there has been the release of the new S25 Edge. This is Samsung's latest release, and it cost about $1,099 or about 1,500 Canadian dollars, which is cheaper than the S25 Ultra. Obviously, some aspects will be missing, like the S Pen and some other functionalities are missing, but for that cheaper price, you're getting the same processor and almost every good thing that this phone has to give to you. It comes with the same 200 megapixel camera. It is also slimmer and it's still running Galaxy AI. Basically, it is a more compact Ultra phone with a smaller 6.7-inch display. So when I picked up the Ultra, this did not exist. And now it makes me wonder, would I have just waited till the S25 Edge came out? Would that have been a better choice for me? Also, if you look at the Google Pixel 9, and this is just about 599 USD, which is like 815 Canadian, Tensor G3 chip, Gemini AI, it is clean, smooth, the Pixel Android experience for half the price. Though you won't compare a lot of things like about battery life and just even the premium feel that this phone gives to you. It covers like 80% of what I usually do in a day. And if that wasn't bad enough, the Nothing group came up. They came with the Nothing Phone 3, about $999. Snapdragon 8 Elite, 50 megapixel camera, unique transparent design, very beautiful looking, and it also runs on Android 15. The phone has its own personality, so it's not just like a style of other glasses put together, and it is fast. But also we have the OnePlus 13, $899, over 1,200 Canadian dollars. Also Snapdragon 8 Elite, 6.8 AMOLED display, 50 megapixel camera, all the good stuff. Even 6,000 milliampere battery, which is bigger than the battery on this phone, by the way, but with also 100 watts of fast charging. This is a performance champ, and the battery does last. It's clean. The price is way lesser than the S25 Ultra. If all of this has not convinced you, these are some of the things that had got me thinking. Well, Nothing also came up with the CMF Phone 2 Pro. And this one is like one of the cheapest budget, almost pro level phone I've seen, with 279 USD or 380 CAD. The modular design, the speed, the flexibility. You've watched some of the top tech reviewers talk about this phone. I haven't really used this phone personally, to be honest, but once I get my hands on it, I'll be able to make a full video on that and tell you what I feel. But just from watching some of the review other people have done, I will say like this is really a good, it's really a good alternative. But is it meant to beat the Ultra? For $300, I mean, it's punching way above its weight. But what actually matters now, here is what I've learned using the S25 Ultra in the last 3 months. The camera is super amazing, especially in low light. But unless you're doing content creation, you probably will not need a 200 megapixel camera for what you're doing. If you're just taking day-to-day photography, you might not need it. So it might be a little bit overkill. But when it comes to the battery is as good as it gets. Not the best in the market, but it gets me through a day. And that's basically what I needed to do. The OnePlus 13 actually has a better battery life, but this one gets me through the day entirely, no issues with it. When it comes to the AI side, I actually prefer the Samsung Galaxy S25 AI, the Galaxy AI tools. Yeah, they're actually really helpful. Unlike the garbage that Apple gave us with Apple Intelligence, that's one of the worst AI I've seen. And Apple, if you're watching this, you really need to get your stuff together and fix that, especially for the price you're charging for those phones. The Samsung Galaxy AI actually works a little bit better, especially with, transcription and instant translation. And also the Gemini on the Pixel is catching up. So you're seeing that there are a lot more other options on the Android side of things than just that on the iPhone side. This is not an iPhone Android comparison, but you kind of get the point. But the price is still where it kind of just hits me in the head and wondering if I would have gotten something better. 1,300, you're paying for everything, but basically you do not need everything. So this is what I keep asking myself. And I want you to ask yourself, are you someone who maxes out their phone every day? Or do you just want something fast with a good camera and battery that doesn't die before dinner? Well, you need to ask yourself these questions before you decide if you want to get the S25 Ultra. When I ask myself this question, I actually am someone that needs this little extra ultra stuff, right? Because one, I do tech reviews, so I make a lot of videos, especially long form and short forms. And sometimes I might forget to carry my camera with me. So having a reliable camera to video is something that I really need. Also getting high quality resolution is something that's really important for me. And the S25 Ultra has never disappointed me. I've never picked this phone up and I'm like, will this one take me through the day? Will it die on me? Will it get hot? Will the weather affect it? I've never felt anything like that. The internet speed also miraculously seems somehow faster on this phone. So I've never really had any of that doubt. So right now, I don't think it's the worst decision I made. Though like there are cheaper ones that are competing in this space. For me so far in the past 3 months, I have not regretted buying this S25 Ultra. Now, could I have waited and tried other phones instead of settling with the S25 Ultra? Yes, definitely. I would have waited and see if I could make other phones my daily driver, but I don't have any regrets using the S25 Ultra. Do I feel ripped off? Definitely no. It's been great, but what I'll say is this is an overkill. Like, I've learned that not every flagship phone needs to cost this much for what you need to do. A lot of flagship phones are getting so expensive, and the budget side are providing way more options for you and I to use. So at this point, I'm thinking like, I'm not going to be spending 1,300 Canadian or 1.5 every other calendar month or calendar year when the new phone comes out to get it, when I can get cheaper ones for almost $300, $500, $600, even $700, so that is something that I really want you to think about. So if I was buying this today, I would seriously maybe consider an S25 Edge or something similar if I'm really into Samsung. If you want to still get some of those ultra kind of power, or there are other Android options for you can try that could save you money over like $200, $300 cheaper. But if I was on a budget, I was looking like for like an Android phone or like a very good phone that would almost get me through that ultra kind of feel, I will likely look at the Pixel 9 or the OnePlus 13. Those would be the top on my list, and I'll really look into them because they're providing me a lot of flexibility, especially the Pixel with that stock Android. So that has been my experience over the last 3 months. The S25 Ultra really still slaps. It does all it needs to do, but now that the dust has settled, it's not the only phone in that conversation anymore. So if you've got it, I'd like you to enjoy it. And if you're looking to buy a phone that will last you a couple of years, with reliable battery, reliable AI, amazing camera, you need it for creation, the S25 Ultra is something I would still recommend if you have that budget for it. But if you're still, deciding, whether or not to spend that money, if money is one of your bigger factors, like best value, there are other amazing phones that you could get in the market, like with the OnePlus, with the Pixel, and even the Nothing phone. When I have these phones brought into the studio, if I eventually get to buy them, I'll make dedicated videos for each of them. So make sure you subscribe so that you can see those videos. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, if you want to go, I'll have a video for the full breakdown between the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the 16 Pro Max camera, just in case that's something you came here to look for. It will be out here, and I also have a day in the life using the S25 Ultra, so you can see how this phone performs, like your daily activity, how you use it, go shopping, go to the market, watch some movies, and all of those good stuff. I'll leave a video to that here. So thank you for sticking around. If you got to the end of the video, leave a blue love emoji so I'll know the real ones. I know you got to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, help this channel grow. Let's get to 5K, guys. 5K is the target. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I just sounded really cheesy. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.